Okay, we're gonna make a puppet mouth, and there's several different ways, several materials you can use. I'll be using foam core. It's foam with poster board on each side, which works great. Now, if you already have a pattern for a mouth, you use the pattern that came with your puppet pattern. I'm actually going to make a pattern from scratch, and then I'll build the puppet up from the mouth. Now, I'll start with a piece of paper bag paper, brown craft paper. I'll fold it in half. I'll fold it in half again. This is to give me some symmetry. Okay. So this inside here, this is the center of the mouth right there. That's the center. Now, I don't need a full finger. I need about half a hand. And I'm just kind of guesstimating. So I do want it probably about here and here. That's my minimum, because I gotta get my fingers in there. Although there'll probably be more back here. Now with this in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, actually coming in just a little bit. Almost a circle. Almost a circle. And now I have a pattern for the mouth. And it won't be a real big mouth. This is good. I got my center here. Got my centers here. I'm going to trace this to the foam core. I want to end. Now, if you wanted an overbite or an underbite, you could certainly change this pattern a little bit. You could take off some of this outer edge, give an underbite or an overbite. Now mark this. Where's my centers? I'm going to mark my centers. As it comes time to put this baby together, having those center marks helps a lot. So those are my center marks. And where's my ruler? I'm actually going to do mark center to center. I'm going to cut this out with a straight edge razor. I'm going to start with the center line since I have my ruler here. Now I don't want to go all the way through the board with this. This is actually going to be the hinge. Use my straight edge, make sure I got that right. Beautiful. And what we're going to do now is we are actually going to cut this all the way out, all the way down to the bottom. You can use scissors for this. Now, as I mentioned, I'm using foam core. A lot of people use plywood. They use, like, for making model airplanes, that real thin plywood. Some people use rubber gaskets. You can get that at the auto parts store, and the rubber gasket will give a very, very flexible mouth. If you want more mouth movement, the ability to crunch the face up for expression. I think Kermit the Frog has a softer mouth like that. It's hard to get all the way to the bottom of the first pass, but I'll come around and get it scored good. Second time the blade stays right in that groove. I get all the way down to the bottom, and it looks like I've got it. Okay. As I mentioned, I just crease that. That becomes my hinge point. Now we want a strong mouth. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the back of this with cloth. This is nice. This is trouser pants. When I order my trousers, they hem them, and they give me the part they hemmed off. Okay, changing. This is the inside of the mouth here. You know, I'm going to go ahead and mark my centers all the way around. So I got my. I guess I don't need to mark those. Those are kind of marked by the hinge, but it won't hurt. So I got my center lines marked. If you're working from a pattern, then you really need to have those marked. Now I'm just going to get an approximate size, wrap that around. These are not my good fabric scissors. I use these on foam. The scissors I use on fabric are set aside. Okay. What I'm going to do is put some glue down here and then fasten it. I could use contact cement, but let's see. I have this Elmer's spray adhesive. I love this stuff. I actually like it better than 74 or 77. 3M 74. And get that right on there. And I can lay my cloth on. Whoa, 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 almost made a goof. Because I got the hinge, I need this to bend. I need that to bend. If I hadn't bent this, then that edge would have been too tight, and my mouth would not have opened and closed. You need this extra cloth right there on the edge. So don't do what I just about did. When you glue the material to the inside, that's when you can, you want to lay it flat. Get that nice in. So to put cloth here, I can put it, I don't need any extra. You just lay it flat, put the cloth on. But for the back, I do it like this. Okay, that gives me a really nice flippity flap flap. And it strengthens that hinge. It strengthens that hinge a whole lot right there. Cloth is much stronger than that little piece of cardboard. And I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim off this extra cloth. Okay, some people cut the cloth to the shape and then glue it on. I find this is much better because I get an exact fit every time. So I kind of like that. There we go. Throw that away. We got that going on there. I got myself just a very slight overbite, which is fine. Now, we're going to need a way to attach our fingers to use this. And I like to use finger tubes. Okay. I like to use foam. What I've done is I've already cut these out. They're big enough to wrap around my finger. I'll go ahead and put the contact cement. My contact cement's nice and dry, nice, so it will form a great bond. There we go. Now I like to put two on top, and then of course one for the thumb. I only have one thumb on a hand. Okay, that's a smaller one. That'll go up top. Up top. And this one will work great for the thumb. I've got an extra one here. I don't know why. Let's fasten that. Save that for something else. Let me save my mouth pattern. Now, I'm going to attach these to the top. See, then when I work them, these two fingers go in the tubes, and this one goes on top. Gives me, helps me control that. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun for this. Yeah, you could use contact cement. Could use any kind of adhesive, really. But hot glue will be nice and quick. Get that on there. Get that smeared around real good. Get this first. Oh, that's hot. It's good not to touch the hot glue. It really is. I don't have a bowl of water for working with hot glue. It's good to have a little bowl of water to dip your fingers in. Now, let's see, I've got 2 finger tubes here. So that's looking good. That's looking real good. I have control here. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue in the middle here. And glue those together. There's a little more strength. I like that. And then on the other side, I need to do the thumb. I usually put it's going to be just about in the middle. Okay, that's not a problem. Get that on there. And now I have a cool little mouth. There's my mouth. I can control that. Put a little more glue in here. Get this thing down. Now, this is going to be pretty much for my hand. Will fit probably most adult fingers and thumbs, average. One thing I've seen is you can take, instead of putting the tube all the way around, there's this elastic. This elastic stretches, and I saw Barry Gortner use it, and I've used it to make the straps. You can put a little cut there and put the elastic over for those stretch. Also allows you to make them smaller for like children's hands and adult hands. You can also just take a piece of elastic and run it from here to here without the tubes. No tubes. Stretch of elastic here. Stretch of elastic, low loop of elastic. Your hand goes in the elastic, and you got the same effect. So instead of tubes, you just use a little strip of elastic. This is, elastic will be here like that, and you slip right in. So you can do that also. On the top, some folks just put a little hard foam speed bump, and their fingers go over the speed bump. No tubes, but you still want the loop at the bottom. You really need that. Now, here's the thing. I want this strong. I want this to hold together. What I'm going to do is put some more cloth right over top of these. That way, go back to my Elmer's. The mouth plate gets the most work. You want a good, strong mouth construction. Your mouth is where all the work is. Put that on there. I'm going to put this over here. The beautiful thing is, this doesn't have to be pretty because it's inside the mouth, but it should be well made. I mean, you want to use good construction, so you want to hold up. It's not so much about being pretty. This is about making something that's going to hold together. take some, now hopefully not abuse, but you can work hard and you know it's going to stay. Trim some of this cloth off here. Give you an idea of what I'm working with. Trimming that, I'm not trimming it close yet. I'll do that in a moment. As I'm still, you know, I like this spray glue, but sometimes it's a little bit of hot glue. Get that in there. Want this across the front. Get that down in there. Want this baby to hold together. Now I'm going to come in close. There we go. And I just messed up because I put the glue on the wrong side. That's okay, because fortunately I have something called scissors, and I think I can get in there and cut that apart. There we go. I'm going to pretend that that was not a mistake. We don't want to cover the tubes. Now my fingers will slide right in. And I've got this is not falling apart. This is not pretty. Okay, you're looking and say, wow, that's not pretty. And you're right, it's not pretty. But it's also not going anywhere. That is not going anywhere. That is a strong, solid mouth. Now I like to go ahead and put the cloth on the inside early on. I have a marker here. This is so cool. These, actually, the ink will disappear. That gives me an idea to cut this for my mouth. Don't want to waste any more felt than I need to. Now, give it a pink mouth. You can use black, you can use red. I'm going to make this one just pink foam. Pink felt. I actually have a couple large rolls of red and black felt that I use for mouth. I love this stuff. It's so quick, so easy. As I mentioned, this can go flat. Here we go. It'll go flat on there. And we put our fingers in, and there we go. We got a mouthy mouth. I'll be putting in a tongue and tonsils later. And at this point, I have a mouth. Now, if I had a pattern, I would, for a puppet head, I'd already have my puppet head together. It would just go right in. Okay. This is a head I am working on. I already have the mouth in. Just for example, let's say you've put the head together and then you want the mouth. Okay, I made the mouth. I'm going to build my puppet up around it. But in that case, if this mouth wasn't here, what you do is take a piece of the craft paper, fold it over, you put it in there as tight as you can, and then trace. And then you just trace the top, and you trace the bottom, and you get your flappy thing. That's the technical term. And then you can put it in your puppet head. Or you may buy a pattern that's already done, and you don't need to do that. So whether you make a pattern like I did, or have a pattern, okay, this is my mouth. With the foam, I like the extra cloth to give it strength. If I was using elastic strips, I wouldn't. Another way to do this is, instead of the tubes, just take a piece of foam and roll across. No tubes, and your hand goes right in, and you can do that. You can do that instead of the tubes. You can just put foam, and that baby will slide right in there. It'll be tight on the top. Of course, you do the same on the bottom. So you can use foam or elastic to just make an arch. And make it a little tight, because foam or elastic will stretch. You slide right in there. So that's another way to do that. Now I have my mouth. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to put some foam on it. As soon as I find my piece of foam. Which I should have had ready before I started the video.